Yo, in today's video, we'll be looking at woke and spiritual TikToks that will raise your vibrations and make you question reality. But first, I need you guys to go check out my other channel, right? I recently came up on something that's pretty decent, right? I think it's an antique in all honesty, right? And that's this right here. That's a Sony Handycam, right? This thing takes old VHS tapes, right? Or mini DV tapes. But it's pretty cool, man. I don't know about you guys, but it just brings back a sense of nostalgia. And what I'm going to start doing with this is vlogging, you know, everything on this thing right here. So yeah, go over to my other channel and check out my video. I've got a vlog up right now showing you guys some footage and how this stuff looks. But yeah, guys, let's go ahead and get straight to the video.
Get your ass in here.
We in here. We in here.
Y'all think I'm crazy because my eyes always to the sky. But this just another video of the shit we looking for. We got us a black ass rainbow. But in my opinion, I don't think it's a black rainbow. I do see colors in it. They're just very, very, very dark. What's jumping out at me is that it looks like some sort of, almost like a black mirror, like a portal type situation going on here. It kind of looks like the deepest part of the ocean. I'm willing to guarantee you that's some sort of portal. Guarantee it. So let's take a look. Roll the damn footage.
In between both of them, it's dark. That's totally different. I've never in my life seen a rainbow like that. Never.
It looked like a reflection.
Look at that.
Me neither.
On the other side.
Where are the angels?
What you think? You woke yet? Are you awake? Seem like y'all been napping long enough. Time to get your ass up and join the real world. Because the fake world we grew up in ain't real. This, ladies and gentlemen, is your reality. Like it or not. Now, I advise y'all ass to get up out of bed. Because life is going on without you. Get up. Because don't nothing come to a sleeper but a dream. Now get your ass up out of here.
What y'all think about the rainbow portal? Look, here we go again. The black
Here
rainbow.
That's what I was saying. In between both of them, it's dark. It's totally different. I've never in my life
That's crazy looking.
seen a rainbow like that. Never. Look at that. Where are the angels?
And as you heard Jesse say at the beginning of that video, he had never seen a rainbow like this in his entire life. And I agree. I analyzed that. I mean, you can see the bright colors on both sides of the dark in the center, but that is very dark, almost black. It's like a black rainbow in the sky. And he was quite taken by this thing. And of course, and in this video, I'm sharing it with you guys. And this is unedited video footage, once again, taken by Jesse just a few days ago. And he was the passenger in this car as they were driving down the road. So he was able to get this incredible video footage as they were driving. And you could see it was sprinkling or an angle of just how dark this rainbow was. I mean, appearing to be black in the daytime sky. Check out how dark that is. Unbelievable. Been seeing a lot of weird things in the sky here recently, but I never thought I'd see a black rainbow. Check that out. Here's one more. Another example of a black rainbow sent in by Lisa out of Brooksville, Florida. This one's not quite as intense.
I don't know what to make of a black rainbow, yo.
Many people are waking up and they're seeing shadow people. Pretty soon you'll be seeing shadow people as you go down the street. Don't become frightened. Simply means that your higher vibrations now are kicking in And the spectrum outside of the 12 spectrum site we have, you begin to look out the corner of your eye, because that's when you go into a different spectrum. That's why you always see them out the corner of your eye, especially when you wake up in the morning, because you're coming back into your body, by the way. You die every night, by the way. So don't worry about it. You're going to die tonight. Look forward to it. You will, and you will. And that's where it's supposed to be. That's why when you ascend in harmony, you just wake up one day and it's all cool. But we've got to fear that because we don't know we die every night and look forward to it. And you cross to those spectrums where they exist every night. That's what they call fourth dimension. And that's when you see the old hag. Some people wake up and they got those hags sitting on their chest. They can't breathe. I felt like a wizard. That's because the pressure of your soul body coming back in was not quite seated. Let me explain the witch's ride right quickly, the old hag right quickly, and the extra dimension that you go through right quickly. You're like on the bottom of a pyramid, only the pyramid has been built on top of you. So when you lie in your bed at night, there's a pyramid that's been built on top of you. And the pyramid has 7 dimensions. The top dimension actually goes into an area that you might call air. The base of it is in what you might call an ocean of matter. And you're beneath all of it. So when your id or spirit, or what they call the ka, comes out of it, it goes through that first dimension into all the shrimp and the crustacea and the crab and everything that are on the bottom of that ocean. You got to go through that. But then as you float up, you become lighter until finally you become like, what do they call it, sea anemones and flying fish. If you're a flying fish, it's really good because you can leap out of the water into the air. Well, you can not only can do that, but if you can really get through all of it, you can leap out of all the corpuscular energy, or what they call matter, into the air. Then you're in what they call now astral flight. And you're flying all over the place. But when you come back in again, you come down from the flight up there, all the way back in, down to the bottom of there, and just before you cross over into what your body has now become, you wake up. And you wake up before you're completely reconnected. And in not being reconnected, you wake up too soon, so you're not back in your body, you're in free space, and you can't scream and you can't move, and you say, but nothing's coming out, and you go completely panicking. And the old hag said, we got us one now. And the other one says, we got us one now. And you're screaming, and then finally you wake up and you said, I had a nightmare. Well, sometimes you can have daymares. Doesn't matter. Sometimes you might even not even get a mare. You might get a stallion. You know. How about sex classes? So there you are. All you did is you woke up too soon, because every time you go out of your body, you travel. It's just that when you get good at it and transfer your memory, you're aware of where you're traveling.
Yo, I'm finna try to astro travel tonight, y'all, I swear.
Get your ass in here and sit down. Well, they at it again. I just ran across another live where the Christians got a poster up talking about what's witchcraft. Put it up there. So apparently, these things are witchcraft and you don't even know. Horoscope, yoga, chakras. When the hell did chakras become? Anyway, Kundalini, tarot cards, hypnotism, acupuncture, astrology. Wasn't the whole damn realm built on astrology? The Bible talk about astrology, everything. Anyway, Ouija boards, psychic readings, numerology, rosary beads. Wait a damn minute. Rosary beads? So y'all turning on your own people now.
Right.
Anyway, palm reading, fortune cookies.
Fortune cookies.
Superstition. Superstition is witchcraft. Okay, dream catchers, feng shui, reincarnation, spirit guides, and Halloween. So if you're doing any of these things, they want you to stop. It's all witchcraft. You got to repent and come back to Christ, I'm assuming they talking about Jesus, and to teach others that these things are a cult. Okay, so I grew up in church, right? My grandma ain't play. If you was going to live in her house, your ass was going to church, you was going to choir rehearsal, you was going to Bible study, Sunday school, intercessory prayer, the book club, and then I remember the book being Purpose Driven Life. But anyway, that's not the point. Also, I didn't see a couple of things on that list. Like first Sunday, when we sat around and ate crackers or pieces of bread and pretended like it was the body of Christ, the actual body, the arms, legs, toes, and feet.
Speaking of that, y'all, I ain't gonna stunt. When I was a kid, like when I was really young, I used to have to go to church, right? And they would pass the little bread and a juice around. I knew it was crackers and juice. They would say it was Christ's body and blood or whatever, but I knew it was crackers and juice, right? And we'd be in church for so long, right? So I'd be like, man, I want some of them crackers and juice. But I wasn't an actual part of the church, right? I wasn't like baptized or whatever. So they would just skip me, right? Me and my brother would never get it. Man, talk about being jealous. I'm like, man, what can I get? No crackers and some juice, man. I'm thirsty. My mouth is parched right now. We've been in here for 5 hours. But yeah, man, I'm glad I didn't do it though.
And then right after you eat his body, right after you perform a cannibalistic ritual, you drink juice. And while you're drinking this juice, you got to put it into your mind that it's his blood. Blood sacrifice. And y'all also left off praying. But y'all call manifesting witchcraft. So see, y'all had Halloween on there. But you left out Christmas. New Year's, which is fake as hell. Valentine's Day. Easter. And why is y'all still celebrating Easter anyway? Do y'all really know what that's about? Thanksgiving. Sure left a whole lot out. You also left out talking in tongues, but will demonize light language. You also left out how you wear a cross around your neck. You run around and you talk about how this man was slaughtered for your sins that you were born into. You didn't even have a chance. You just came here condemned. But you'll wear a cross around your neck, the very thing that y'all say that they hung him on until he died. And then you had the nerve to say, tell everybody that what they doing is the occult. Y'all got the biggest cult known to man, and we don't want no parts of it. I'm surprised I ain't see Florida water on there. And crystals. Hell, y'all want to demonize everything. I'm surprised I ain't see incense on there too. Get y'all ass out of here.
Yo, reaction channels too.
All right, guys, welcome back. Just had something come across my channel or my feed I wanted to share with you guys on the eclipse, coming from Mark Biltz. I think you guys will find this very interesting. He's coming with some facts that I didn't really realize about this eclipse season. Watch this. This is amazing.
How many total solar eclipses have been over the United States since we became a nation in 1776? Anybody know? I will tell you. 8.
That's it.
Here's when they occurred. We had 2 in the 1700s. 80 years later, we had 3 in the 1800s. 92 years later, we had 2 in the 1900s. We're now in the year the millennium or whatever, 2000 of the century. If you see, there's only 7 there. When was the 8th one? It's in this century. 38 years later, on August 21st, which was the great American eclipse that went from Oregon all the way down through the Carolinas. Everyone remember that? Okay, here's what's significant. That was the 8th one, and 8 always speaks of new beginnings. Okay, it's the first year of a new Shemitah cycle, and the 9th year would be the 2nd year. But get a load of this. Solar eclipses always refer to the nations, judgment on a nation. A lunar eclipse always refers to judgment toward Israel. This is a solar eclipse, and it is the very first total solar eclipse exclusively to the United States since before the nation's founding in 1776. The one that happened in 2017 was the one and only in our history total solar eclipse that only hit the United States. It didn't hit Mexico, it didn't hit Canada. We were the only country. What that means, God put a target on our nation. We're going to be judged. Now, watch this.
You guys, you know what happened in those times? I'm going to bring a little bit more about the planet Pluto moving into Aquarius and when the last time this happened, which coincides with this. I think you'll find very fascinating. There's a reoccurring theme here.
April 8th of 2024, this next spring, is the 9th solar eclipse to go over America. Now, let's go back and also realize April 8th is Nisan 1, which is very significant. So let's look at patterns. The 2 solar eclipses that happened in the 1700s, what was going on at that time? The Revolutionary War. The 3 solar eclipses that happened in the 1800s, what was going on? The American Civil War.
You see a pattern? Do you see a pattern here? What did I tell you about the eclipse and the meaning of it for April 21st, 2017? War and a pandemic. One of those things happened. Look what's on deck. So, there was the American Revolutionary War and the American Civil War, and in both times, it was in this country. So within the compounds of the United States, war on the inside. What does that tell you? War is coming to the shores of America, okay? Fought in the United States. That's the pattern here.
During the 70s, what was going on? The Vietnam War. Okay, so August 21st, 2017, which is exactly 7 years before this one in April, will there be war? That's been the pattern. But the next one isn't until 2044, the next solar eclipse. I really believe that we're headed for interesting times because this is the 9th eclipse, and 9 is the last of the single digits, and thus marks the end. It's significant of the conclusion of a matter. It's the number of finality or judgment. And it looks like war. Okay.
That's another witness, you guys. And it just came across my feed, and I happened to see that.
You having an unnatural allegiance to losers is not like you.
Okay, bet.
Rashad Jamal was set up for a trade-off. He was set up for a trade-off for a music career. To undermine his divine energy and his divine insight, somebody wanted to replace his ascending music career, so they sacrificed his ass and made this shit up. And the ringleader of that shit was Isis Wisdom. Ooh. That's why she slid up under him and made him cut off everybody that could give them the spiritual support that'll pull the veil off that bullshit and let them see it for what it is. The motherfucker, Remedy H, I don't know him. I don't listen to him. I don't know nothing about him. I seen him one time. Somebody sent me his video. He went to New Boys. He not staying here. He'll tell you that. When the ships come, wherever the fuck they coming from, he gonna be on one. I'm not gonna be on. I'm Earthborn. I'm from here. Right? And since I'm from here, I'm gonna tell y'all, Remedy H had enough spiritual power to give the spiritual support to Rashad Jamal to block the shit Isis Wisdom was doing. So she made him turn on him too. Right? Everybody that could have gave him the spiritual support system, she told him to cuss that motherfucker out and tell him what it is, because she the highest rank angelic in the realm, which was some bullshit, because she would have knew who he was the minute she seen me. The same way that Malachi know who I am, Farrakhan know who I am, that bitch would have knew too. How you gonna be the highest ranked angelic in the realm and don't know who the responsibility of putting the great mother back on their throne? That's not possible. You can't be the highest ranked angelic and then the information is above your pay grade. You have to, if you're the highest ranked angelic, that is your pay grade. Then you wouldn't need to overcharge people, talk about you got a select clientele, giving motherfucking $40 yoni things for $1,400 because your name is Isis Wizard. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit.
Called reptilians. The reptilians like to eat the animals of Earth and occasionally enjoyed eating human flesh too.
Whoa.
They brainwashed the Earthlings by using the name of God, when their true intentions were to invade and overtake the Earth.
But this was a violation of the Universal Code, which states that no planet should interfere with any other planet as long as its people live with a spirit of love and harmony.
They cunningly devised a plan that would not breach the Universal Code.
They brainwashed individuals and used them to instigate disorder in society.
Yo.
This gave the Reptilians a reason to interfere. They then intended to have their compatriots immigrate to Earth so they could control the planet before the space police interfered.
Angels smile upon those with positive thoughts, and negative thoughts will only attract those that are evil. Exploration of the right mind will lead you to enlightenment, whereas exploring the wrong mind will throw you into despair. But remember, even those who have fallen into hell are allowed to return to heaven as long as they recognize their mistakes and repent. Because human beings are all children of God, and each one has Buddha nature within them.
I'm about to go watch that film, y'all. Straight up.
So y'all, my family and I, we went to go see the Bob Marley movie this past weekend, and it was an excellent movie. However, it brought up so many different emotions for us, and I thought it was just me, but when I looked over, my daughter was doing this.
What happened? Why are you? Bob Marley movie was sad. I'm never coming to see it again.
And we're definitely some Bob Marley fans, but the reason we were crying and so emotional is because we remember the true story of how he really actually died. And although it's alleged, and if you look it up, it's going to say they have fact checkers that checked it and debunked it. Anytime I see fact checkers, I already know what's
straight up.
Plus, I'm not going to give it away, but the movie pretty much threw little nuggets in there to let you know what I'm thinking and what we about to hear is definitely true.
There's a guy by the name of Bill Oaksley. He is a retired U.S. CIA officer who was admitted into the Mercy Hospital in Maine and told that he had 2 weeks to live. Upon hearing this news, he decided to confess to the murder of Bob Marley, reggae superstar, musical icon Bob Marley. Listen, I don't know if dude is telling the truth or not, but there are certainly a number of people who is interested in this information, because there are people who actually went to their grave believing that America had a role in Bob Marley's death.
Did.
This guy claimed to have committed 17 assassinations for the U.S. government between 1974 and 1985. Oxley, who worked for the CIA for 29 years as an operative with top-level security clearances, claimed he was often used as a hitman for the organization to assassinate individuals who could represent a threat to the goals of the agency. Trained as a sniper and marksman, Oxley also has significant experience with more unconventional methods of inflicting harm upon others, like poisons, explosives, induced heart attacks, and cancer. The 79-year-old operative claims he committed the assassinations between March 1974 and August 1985 at a time when he says the CIA was a law unto itself. He says he was part of an operative cell of 3 members which carried out political assassinations across the country and occasionally in foreign countries. Most of their victims were political activists, journalists, and union leaders, but he also confesses to assassinating a few scientists, medical researchers, artists, and musicians whose ideas and influence represented a threat to the interest of the United States. He claims he had no problem with going through with the assassination of Bob Marley because I was a patriot. I believed in the CIA, and I didn't question the motive of the agency. I've always understood that sometimes sacrifices have to be made for the greater good. Bob Marley in 1976 was a very serious threat to the global status quo and to the hidden power brokers implementing their plan for a new world order. As far as the agency was concerned, Bob Marley was too successful, too famous, too influential. A Jamaican Rasta man who started using his funds and fame to support causes around the world that were in direct conflict with the CIA. To be honest, he signed his own death warrant. It's not like we didn't warn him. We sent a few guys to shoot up his house in Kingston. He's referring to the shooting that took place at Bob Marley's house that left him injured in the chest and the arm. He said, we had a message for him. We impressed upon him the gravity of the situation he found himself in. He didn't listen. 2 days later in the mountains, I stuck him with the pen. Then he goes on to explain how Bob actually assassinated, how it played out. 2 days after Bob Marley was shot in the left arm by one of the 3 gunmen who ambushed the singer and some of his crew in his house in Kingston, and after a brief stint in the hospital, Bob Marley traveled to the protective hills of the Blue Mountains and spent time at the highest point in Jamaica, rehearsing for an upcoming concert. According to Oxley, he used press credentials to gain access to Bob Marley when he was on his Blue Mountain retreat. He introduced himself as a famous photographer for the New York Times, and he presented Bob Marley with a gift. I gave him a pair of Converse All-Stars, size 10. When he tried on the right shoe, he screamed out, ouch. That was it. His life was over right then and there. The nail in the shoe was tainted with cancer viruses and bacteria. If it pierced the skin, which it did, it was good night, nurse. There had been a series of high-profile assassinations of counterculture figures in the United States in the late 60s, early 70s. By the time Bob Marley's time came around, we thought subtlety was the order of the day. No more bullets and splattered brains. Oxley claims that he kept in close contact with Bob Marley during the later years of his life, ensuring that the medical advice that he received from the doctors in Paris, London, and the United States would hasten his demise rather than cure him. He died from cancer in May 1981. He was just 36 years old.
That's crazy.
Y'all hear this shit? Sacrifice had to be made for the greater good. The greater good of who?
You know who.
But this is where we live. This is the world that we live in. They'd rather get rid of people who are trying to spread unity and love than to get rid of the people who's been here keeping up the fucking agendas, the patriarchal agendas that's over. Let me be very clear. But yeah, this is what they do. This is who we have leading us. Are you serious? And they did this to this man, the man that thinks like this?
Have you made a lot of money out of your music?
Money? I mean, how much is a lot of money to you?
Yeah, that's a good question. Have you made, say, millions of dollars?
No.
Are you a rich man?
When you mean rich, what you mean?
You have a lot of possessions? A lot of money in the bank?
Position make you rich? I don't have that type of richness. My richness is life, forever.
Energy never dies, y'all. So let's keep this legacy going. Let's keep his message alive. One love. One love. That's it. Because you see what we up against. Nothing but pure evil. Love, appreciation, and gratitude for watching.
One love. Yeah, we all know what the little 3-letter alphabet community be on, man. That's crazy, though. They like, they own gangs. They could do whatever. They just be assassinating mothers left and right. It's wild. And like we had seen in the last video, right, when they was talking about the reptilians, right, and the type of world that we have to be living in for them to interfere. We can't be a world that lives off love and truth and justice. No, we can't do that. We have to be a world that lives off fear and war and all of that, you know. So anytime somebody is preaching for love, you see what happens. It's crazy, man. It just lets you know who's really in charge.
A lot of you are starting to wake up to a lot of things we woke up to 20 years ago, and because of TikTok, now you're starting to wake up to these things. But I want to warn you really quick. You see, I've been who I've been for the last 25 years. I woke up to a whole lot in this world. But I want to warn you, because of TikTok, some of you are waking up and learning different things, and now you want to share your experiences. You want to talk to people that you know about what you found out. But I want you to be careful and tread lightly, because you're going to lose a lot of people in your life that you used to have, because they're going to think there's something wrong with you. Your life is not going to be the same when you become part of the 1% and you're no longer part of the 99%. I'm a part of the 1%. I'm a part of the 1% mentally and financially, okay? You have to understand, once you grow to this level and you become addicted to learning so much truth about what's going on in this world, it's going to get lonely at the top. You ever hear people say it's lonely at the top? You're going to get lonely at the top because all your friends and family are down here. All your friends and family are down here. They not only don't understand what you're saying, they don't want to learn anything. They don't want to grow mentally. They don't want to know the truth of this world. They want to live their life. They want to go to high school, go to college, obey the law, and pass away after eating a bunch of bad food. And in the middle of all that, they want to celebrate Christmas and birthdays, and you get in a new shiny car or new job, right? That's all their life is. When you become the level of the human that I'm at, a lot of things even TikTok won't let me talk about. I've had like maybe 30, 40 videos taken down because I go so deep. When you get to this level as a human, you're not going to have the same friends, because a lot of people are not going to be around you because they're going to be uncomfortable to be around you. When you get to the level of a human that I'm at, and I don't say that to brag, but it's just the reality of the situation. When you get to this level, you're going to start to feel like you don't want to be around all these other people because they talk about meaningless, pointless conversations. They're so concerned about what's going on in the celebrity life, but they're broke. They're so concerned about what's going on over here, but they don't have nothing over there. And you as a person, you like, yo, I don't want to listen to this. Like, you become such a high level individual that it's hard for you to listen to pointless conversations that do not bring money in and that does not impact the world. All right, so I'm just warning you, before you make that decision, to keep on listening and learning and listening, because TikTok offers more information on a social media account than any other social media account in history. They have put a tight grip on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. I lost 300,000 followers on Facebook because of who I am. I lost 75,000 followers on Instagram because of who I am. I lost 40,000 followers on YouTube because of who I am. Imagine how that impacted my income when I made money from those platforms. But me being who I am, you can't stop me, you can't hold me down. I kept going, I kept making money in other businesses. I made 6 figures in another business, 6 figures, almost 7 figures in another one, the one I'm in now. And you can't stop me, okay? Because I'm not a part of their world. I'm not a part of their job system and all that type of stuff. Now you're going to start making people feel uncomfortable with your conversation because your conversation is on a higher level. And a lot of things that you're calling true, they will say you're crazy, you're a conspiracy theorist, this, that, and the other. But at the end of the day, years will go by, and then they, in their heart, they will see all the things that you've been talking about for years was the real reality. So if you don't want to break those relationships with your friends and your family or business partners or your boss at your job, just keep it inside. Because you could lose a lot of people, but you know what? I'm perfectly fine with that.
Man, like he said, it gets lonely at the top. But hey, I'm a Libra, you know, and I truly believe in balance. So if you do get up here, right, you can't be looking down at everybody constantly, you know. You got to be able to mingle with these people as well, because they're still your people at the end of the day. They might not make it to the top as quick as you. They might not ever make it to the top, but that still doesn't make them, you know, less than you. So you kind of got to have a little bit of balance in between.
Stop celebrating birthdays, nigga, that's a ritual. Don't sing the birthday song, cause it's a spell to make you fucking old. How old are you? That's why y'all look older than y'all age. Your soul is infinite. Happy birthday, put your soul in a cage. Blowing out candles after you make a wish, reverse the wish. Don't blow out candles, pinch that bitch or you ain't getting shit. Fuck a happy birthday, time ain't real, that shit is man-made. If you believe time real, your life is limited, so count your days. Birthdays is the reason we don't live to 100 no more. And the cake you eat unhealthy, don't celebrate it no more. Putting on a birthday hat, shit look like a witch's hat. Let's get in the circle, sing happy birthday, the fuck is that? Don't celebrate birthdays no more and it'll make you live longer. Start seeing how younger you and watch you start to look younger. Comment what's your birthday in the comments, go and let me know. Shit is to someone, tell them don't celebrate this shit no more.
Dang. So wait. Is he saying not to celebrate it, period, or to not do the celebrations that come along with it? You know, like singing the songs, the little rituals with the cake, the candles. Because, I mean, you still want to, you know, have fun with your family on those days, you know. You just don't have to do the full ritual, I don't think.
I love it in here. I fucking love it!
Bet. Me too.
Valentine's Day is not about love, it's about Satan. Celebrating all these holidays, bet you ain't know they pagan. Lupercalia, that's the origins of this day. Homosexual pedophilia is how them niggas play. I mean a heart symbol, it's really an upside down butt. Cause a real heart do not look like that. Where the fuck that came from? Cupid really a demon, he can make you fall in love with anybody. Love is blind, came from incest, they was fucking on their mommy. Greek armies didn't allow men to marry women, but St. Valentine's did it for that. That nigga was butch, he wrote his last letter to his wife, your dear Valentine. So y'all really writing death notes to each other, man, this day is alive. Stop celebrating these demonic ritualistic holidays, cause y'all putting spells up on each other. Man, this shit is a shame. And no, I don't wanna hear it. Well, Valentine's Day means to me. Man, Satan created this day on February 14th.
Gotta stop celebrating these holidays, you know. We gotta stand on something, you know, like he said at the very end. Well, this is what it means to me. We kind of do gotta stand on something, and, you know, do we believe in it or do we not believe in it? Are we gonna celebrate it or are we not gonna celebrate it?
People that take psychedelics, of course they gonna ban psychedelics. Psychedelic drugs is spiritual drugs. They made for spiritual, so you could connect with the source way better. They banned all that shit. They banned psychedelics, but cigarettes is free. Cigarettes kill people, cause all type of shit. It's rat poison in cigarettes, all type of stuff. But that's not banned. But they gonna ban the psychedelic drugs to where you could see the source, you could connect with your guardian angels. When people be on psychedelics, they say they hallucinated. No, they able to escape this matrix for a little bit and get a chance to get a glimpse at other realms of realities that's already in front of us. So while we right here chilling, you have a spirit world too. They chilling just like us too.
Straight up. There's a lot of worlds around us right now.
People are protesting all over the world, and they are saying that these birds we see in our sky are not real. So I had to research and see what they was talking about. They are stating that these birds are robotic drones and that they charge up on the power line.
I'm not gonna lie. I be thinking the same thing. When you driving down the street, right, you see a bunch of birds on the power lines. I be thinking, like, how are they on them power lines like that? Like, if I go up there and mess with it, won't I get, like, electrocuted? I mean, I'm not sure if that's how it works, but still, they just be up there chilling all the time. And why do they like power lines? It's got to be something to it.
And I'm thinking like, what? This is crazy. This would have been all over the news. Now it's thousands of people who are protesting and talking about this. It's people who put their money into this to let you guys know the truth. They would even set up billboards around the world. And there's conspiracies out there that they have released millions of drones like this out to the public. Now just look how these birds are perfectly lined up. They are so perfectly aligned and spread out from each other that it almost looks like someone is programming them. We are in the age of truth, and so much stuff is coming to the light. A lot of these conspiracies start not to sound like conspiracies anymore. A lot of us have taken advantage of this technology, and this is why darkness is coming soon, because people would misuse their power. And without this technology, the wicked ones will become powerless. Peace and Ashe.
Our intuition,
Y'all think
our
birds are
hunches,
real?
You know, those things that we've taken for granted that we have not paid any attention to are the things that we're going to have to start focusing on now. Because your spirit has a connection to the universal collective consciousness. That's the one we're talking about. That's the God that everybody wants to talk about. It's the collective consciousness, you know, the one and the all in one. Okay, and your spirit is directly connected to that collective consciousness. So it has a holistic view, and it is always signaling you and guiding you, but because we have been programmed to think, you know, not to pay attention to those etheric things, you know, we have missed the boat, you know. Now we're going to have to start paying attention more than ever, because it's going to give us our guidance and our direction on how to step up to our queenship, our kingship, you know, how to become the princess and the prince of the zodiac, you see, of the universe, you see. So we have to pay attention to our spirit. That's the only thing that's going to give you the proper direction and the proper guidance, you know. If you're looking for a leader outside of yourself, you're looking in the wrong spot. I remember Bobby Hemmett saying, when you're praying, you're just putting in a phone call to your own ass. Okay? Understand that?
Straight up.
And I mean, and thoughts are things, you guys. Thoughts are things. What you think is going to make instant manifestation on the spiritual plane, only to take a physical manifestation later down the line. Okay? So, if you're putting your energy toward the negative, well, excuse me, feminine. But if you're putting your, you know, I got so many bills, or I wonder if I can, you know, I wonder if he's going to like me, or he's not going to like me, or, you know, I'm just going to have a bad day. You're setting the stage for that. You know, watch your words, watch your thoughts, because you're setting the stage for whatever it is that you're putting your energies. You know, you're energizing that part of who you are. You know, and so it's the three things that stunts our empowerment is our fears, our doubts, and our guilt. Okay? The minute you doubt. See, what happens is the Spirit will give you a vision, and that'll come to you in your dreams. You know, that'll come to you.
You heard her. Them three things: fears, doubts, and guilt hold us back from a lot of stuff in our life, right? We got to get rid of them things, y'all. But yeah, these are some of the most bizarre and spiritual TikToks that are out there. If you like the content, don't forget to subscribe, turn your notification bell on, and until next time, YouTube, peace.